A very good morning to you and welcome to the brief on News First. I'm Florine Rajendran. Let's now take a look at your trending stories. A husband and wife have been killed in a shooting that took place last evening in Meetiyagoda, Ambalangoda. The police say that the murder took place at about 6:30 last evening. A businessman from the Meetiyagoda town and his wife were killed in the shooting. President Maithripala Sirisena says that the country will not sign any agreement which is deemed a threat to domestic entrepreneurs.
The President made this statement at a special meeting organised by committee members of Sri Lankan youth entrepreneurs in Battaramulla. The meeting provided an opportunity to table issues and challenges faced by Sri Lankan entrepreneurs.
අපි ඉතාම පැහැදිලිවම තමුන්නාන්සලට කියන්න ඕනේ.
I would like to make it very clear to all of you that I will never sign an agreement with another country if it poses a threat or loss to our country's businessmen and domestic industries. The previous regime issued 16 licenses to international companies to engage in gem mining. As soon as I took over the Ministry of Environment, I annulled all these licenses. We do not need to create new avenues to close the gap in the annual budget. You may all know that we are trying to create transparency in the flow of income to the government and establish clean management because of the corruption that has infiltrated our customs, inland revenue, excise and security. I do not need to explain further. If we run these institutions in a correct manner and with the income that flows to the government, we will be able to close the gap of our national income. But the generation government revenue has drastically decreased because money owed to the treasury is not being paid.
රාජ්‍ය භාණ්ඩාගාරයට එන්න තියෙන මුදල් එන්නේ නැති නිසා.
Convener of the Voice Against Corruption movement, Vasantha Samarasinha, charges that the Ministry of Defence is yet to make a decision with regard to the floating armoury discovered in the Galle harbour.
It was on the 19th of January 2015 that information came to light with regard to the floating armoury discovered in the Galle harbour.
We have received information on another privately owned warehouse used to store arms belonging to the defence unit located in Ratmalana. There are 2 ships which have been used to store these weapons. However, a question has arisen as to how many arms are currently stored in these warehouses. The Minister of Defence, as usual, is very slow to take action against this.
Vasantha Samarasinha added that because this was handed over to a private organisation, army veterans have not been paid a proper salary.
Although many army personnel retire from service, they went back in order to earn some sort of income. We are requesting the government to please do not steal what we are trying to earn. We have spoken about this matter with the Minister of Defence 2 months ago. If we do not take action, they will do the same as the previous regime.
A media briefing was held in Colombo yesterday to raise awareness on the SLFP's future course of action.
Some say that it must be dissolved come April and an election must be held. Others say that there is another 1.5 years left. Why should we go for an election? We know what happened when we went for an election. I knew that our president would be defeated. This is because there were 1.5 million votes against our president. When the election came around, there were no minority votes left. How can you catch up with 1.5 million votes? It's not an easy task.
I heard Ranil Wickremesinghe say last week that his government will run out of oxygen on the 23rd. If the oxygen runs out and they cannot breathe, then give it to us. We have oxygen and we can breathe well and take the next term. To add to that, the president is ours too. He is the president of the party, so we can function in government.
Today the word good governance has become a mere word and a myth. They said the cost of living would be reduced. They reduced the prices of coriander and turmeric. The prices of dal, sugar and dry fish have all increased. The price of rice has increased. So the task of reducing the cost of living through good governance has been unsuccessful.
And that's a wrap of the brief here at News First. For the News First team, I'm Florine Rajendran reminding you to always stay briefed.